Yo, this Factz straight live stream. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Latest music, news, and topics. We got Boosie. Hit that like button for sure.
DJ Envy. I haven't seen the video. I can't find it, but they saying that you saying I'm asking for too much money because I don't have the numbers on the platforms. Well, if I'm getting 25K from Vlad and I'm on that how many times a year? And now I asked for 35. I haven't been on there for seven months. How am I asking for too much money? And on a year basis, I feel I saved him money. That's how I feel, and I told Vlad that. But for you to say that I'm asking for too much money, you're not looking at the yearly rate to what this yearly rate would be. And it don't matter if somebody richer than me. It don't matter if somebody got more numbers on their platform. Plenty of people have been on Vlad. A lot of times they still won't do the numbers Boosie do. Numbers and everything don't make you. I'm Boosie, different. You know? But just think about that. 25, 6, 7, 8 times a year. And it's been 7 months and I haven't done an interview and I asked for 35. That's why we feel we couldn't come to agreement. And also, why you think a lot of watch Vlad TV? Let's be honest, bro. Like, let's be honest. Who turned you up on Vlad TV, man? Who shit you watch over and over again? Like, you know, like our connection, like, bro, come on, bro. Come on, bro. When you talk about interviewing and you bring Bruce's name up, you bring Vlad TV name up. When you talk about Vlad interviewing somebody, you bring Bruce's name up. So Envy, I feel you wrong on that. I feel you wrong. You can call me the Breakfast Club and we can have it out. I will make you understand. And one more thing. Envy, you know why I ain't got the numbers on the platform? Because these billionaires always take my platform. You had them on your show. You know. You know why. Official Boosie had 13 million 6 years ago, 7 years ago. What would I have now in 2026? I don't know what time it is. Let's talk about it. Uh-oh. Y'all get ready. Been 7 months. Let's go. Some goofy.
got 3 triple homicide on their hand. Who was outside the barbershop, you know, probably saying what's up before she walk in. She got sniped down, man. Hey, look, when I tell y'all to keep your head on the swivel, and it's gonna be an ugly summer out here, so make sure y'all protect y'all kids and y'all household and know where everybody at. Hey, I ain't trying to incite no riot or none of that. I'm trying to warn y'all, man, because I didn't live through it already. I didn't been through it. I didn't live in the streets. A lot of these bloggers that's on the internet, that's trolling people and chasing people, they ain't never been in the trenches. They ain't never seen what the fire like. They ain't never seen these guys on the ground fighting for their life. Like I seen this shit in real life, not on YouTube watching Capo or none of that. You know, rest in peace to Cap. You know, I seen it in real life. So I could speak on a lot of shit that y'all be want to speak on. Y'all shouldn't even be qualified to speak on. You hear me? Just give your opinion and move on, you know? But yeah, 3 people shot on the west side. I mean, 3 people killed outside of West Side Barbershop, 4 shot, 1 person alive. You know, it's crazy, man. And this shit keep on happening, bro. Like people is dying everywhere. It ain't just out west. Out west is on fire. But they dying up north. They down out south. CPD, they can't save you. Like I told y'all in the beginning. And I blame the mayor because the mayor, he talking about some get the kids a chance. You can't demonize the kids and all that. All this shit is on his hands. He underpaying the police, taking money resources from the police. He playing Peter to pay Paul. He ripping people off for tax money to do things for the immigrants, and he did a lot of stuff, man, that he should be in jail for. He should definitely be indicted, man. But condolences to those 3 people that got killed and a 4th person who recovery right now. Prayers for you, brother. But the 3 people who died, man, prayers to their family, man. I just want to let the youngest know, man, this shit ain't even worth it, bro. You might think you on top because you killing people and got a little bread off rock. Cameron Rockchild, like, hey, one of my homies said he was gonna be quick to jump off the porch and you gonna go to jail and nobody gonna be there for you, man. Y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all, next story we talking about is AJ Lil Durk accused hitman in a Chicago murder for hire. His full plea came out and people inboxing me talking about some, hey, Swipe, it ain't got no deal up in there. Hey, look, it ain't gonna have no deal in there. Hey, you got different pleas, man. Y'all got to know y'all laws and shit, man. I've been to jail a whole bunch, so I seen people fight. I seen people in the Fed pods fight their cases. It's called a supplement plea. They not gonna have your negotiations or nothing in the main plea. He still got to go to the deck. They still investigating whether Dirk or whoever else, the middleman and all that. And when you cop out, you just can't cop out and say like I'm copping out to these charges. He gonna have to go in front of a judge, and the judge gonna have to approve with the estates that they satisfied that they got the information from. So he gonna have to say, hey, so tell the story. What happened? He gonna have to tell the story, bro. Who did you get the payment from? Who did you go to me?
Man, look at this shit. Baby, I made it. Mama, I made it. I really appreciate you all for being here tonight to promote my movie. Some of these characters have more dialogue, more time on the screen, but this is my movie. So I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you all for being here tonight to promote my movie. I'm 50 years old now. She's young. It don't hurt like it hurts me. 50 Cent actually punched me in the face in rehearsals. 50 comes in, everybody's been there for like 3 days, and immediately at the dinner, he walks up to everybody and goes, thank you guys so much for being part of my movie. He's holding court at the middle of the table. Everybody's kind of in awe because they're around 50, they don't know what to say. He's the only black person they've seen in Australia for months. I really appreciate you all for being here tonight to promote my movie. Some of these characters have more dialogue, more time on the screen, but this is my movie. So I really appreciate your time out here, like, I mean, you can be swell. You can be time out here. I got answers. So look at this. I got it. Man, look at this. Baby, I'm ready. Mama, I'm ready.
Thank you guys for being here. I just want to say how special the feeling it was to work with these guys, and it just became such a family vibe, and there's such a special energy and camaraderie that everybody here on the stage had together. And I just hope that feeling kind of translates into the movie. The Street Fighter, to me, when I was growing up, it's like there's this special feeling of all these kind of crazy characters coming from all these different parts of the world, kind of creating this sort of weird. As Charlie, coming to the end. As M. Bryson, David Motion. As Dan B. Andrew Schultz. As Dawson, Richard Hall. As Andy, Olivia Richards. As Julie, Rita Valentina. As Dr. the Doctor, Eric Andre. As Kyle, Cody Rose.
A family with my friends. We worked pretty tirelessly to try to put as many Easter eggs in it for all of you that really lived and died by the game. We had 6 weeks of prep on this. We got to learn the moves, we got to do Shotokan, Koji Ryu, we got to do so many different types of fighting and the truth of characters. Koji worked his ass off, right? How was the cold plunge cold, Koji? Cold. No, it was fantastic. It was fantastic.
As Ryu, Andrew Koji. As Charlie, Selena Leone. As M. Bryson, David Motion. As Dan B. Andrew Schultz. As Dawson, Richard Hall. As Zanky, Olivia Richards. As Julie, Rita Valentina. As announcer, Eric Andre. As Kyle, Cody Rose.
Even with this arrest, the case is still far from over. Let's get straight to it. On April 16, 2026, D for David, real name David Burke, was arrested in Los Angeles. He was taken into custody by LAPD on suspicion of murder in connection to the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a 14-year-old girl. Reports say he is currently being held without bail, and the case is now being reviewed by the Los Angeles District Attorney.
Back, we are getting some more breaking news tonight right here in Los Angeles. The LAPD has arrested the singer David, who's also known as a 21-year-old David Burke, for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Now, this is a major update in an investigation into the death of a 14-year-old whose decomposed body was found in the trunk of David's Tesla last September. Let's bring in NBC's Camila Bernal, who's been following this one for us. This is a huge update. And for everybody that's been following this case since the discovery of the body in David's Tesla, the big question has always been, why has he not been named as suspect? And today he's arrested. Yes, and I can't tell you why it took so long, but he was arrested today on suspicion of murder. He has not been charged. So this is going to be presented to the DA on Monday. So we might get some charges on Monday.
You said what? They did what?
I think they supposed to have found the body like the end of last year or the beginning of this year, but they didn't never arrest him for it. Like they had found it in his car, picked him up, and they let him go or something like that. But yeah, this case was strange.
Well, who is the dude?
I don't know. He's supposed to be some type of singer or something. I don't even know where he's from. I had to look it up to know exactly where he from though, but they say he's supposed to be a famous singer.
Let us know in the comments where you from.
And it's serious because obviously we know it's on suspicion of murder. So he might be charged with murder. We knew that they had done interviews. We knew there was a grand jury. We knew they had canvas for video in the area, but they never arrested him, like you mentioned. And everybody sort of questioned this in terms of, yes, she was in his Tesla. It was his car. Why is he not arrested quickly? And he wasn't. And we don't have an answer as to why, but we do know that he had been the focus of this investigation because of the relationship, because of his Tesla. And months and months later, we now have this arrest. And we're looking at some of that video right there. The body was found in that impound lot, but the car was found not in that impound lot. It was towed there after being parked somewhere in Los Angeles, right? Yeah, so they found her body in September, but authorities do believe that she was killed sometime in the spring. So her body had been in that frunk of the Tesla for a long time. It actually was discovered because it smelled so bad in that car and in that the tow yard. Someone essentially just walking by noticed a really horrible smell, and that's how authorities found her body. It had been decomposed. It was in horrible shape, and she was identified through forensics, so it wasn't like they were able to get a lot of clues from the body. So that's probably also a reason why it took investigators so long.
But listen carefully. This is an arrest, not a conviction. No official charges have been finalized yet.
So long because it's hard to piece together that information when you have a body that has been sitting in the summer in Los Angeles in the frunk of a car for months and months and months. And so they were trying to obviously piece everything together. Hopefully we'll get more information because all we knew was that they had some sort of relationship, but we don't know a lot of what led us here.
Now, let's rewind to what started all of this. Back in September 2025, authorities made a shocking discovery. A Tesla linked to David had been sitting for days. Workers reported a strong smell coming from the vehicle. When police checked it, they found a decomposing body in the trunk. The body was later identified as Celeste Vivas Hernandez, a teenage girl who had been missing. And from that moment, everything changed.
Hey everybody, I'm David, and here are 5 things you may not know about me.
Now let's be clear, this arrest is huge, but it doesn't mean the case is finished. Right now, Dave is in custody. Investigators believe they have enough to act, but prosecutors still have to decide on formal charges. And his legal team, they're already maintaining that he is innocent. So the situation could go one of 2 ways. Charges get filed, full trial. Or evidence gets challenged and case shifts. And this is why this story is hitting so hard. Because this isn't just an artist. It's about a young girl who went missing, was later found in a situation no one expected, and now her case is at the center of a major investigation. And for her family, even with this arrest, they still don't have all the answers. So now the question is, what happens next? Because the arrest is just the beginning. And if the charges are officially filed, the case could become one of the biggest legal stories involving a music artist in recent years. Deiford David has been arrested, but the truth behind what really happened is still unfolding. For months, there were no arrests, just questions. Investigators tracked the Tesla's movements, collected digital evidence, served search warrants, and brought in witnesses. At one point, authorities even said they hadn't confirmed a full homicide yet, but behind the scenes, the case was building. Court documents later revealed Deiford David had been named as a suspect. Prosecutors were pushing witnesses to testify. A grand jury process was underway, and now that investigation has finally led to an arrest. Now, here's the part that makes this even heavier. Recently, Celeste's body has been released back to her family. That means they can now hold a funeral, begin the grieving process properly, and finally lay her to rest. But here's the reality. Her exact cause of death has still not been publicly confirmed, which means even now, there's still major unanswered questions.
And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. So it's like, people say that the string can't be cut and the connection cannot be severed, but I feel like it can sometimes. And that's why I wanted to put, Afterlife and all these songs that feel like endings and conclusions and goodbyes on the project.
Cole's mom? California cool.
You bet your Lauren Conrad collection it is.
I have clothes with my name on them too. It's a name tag left over from parent-teacher conferences.
That counts. Lauren.
That's a pretty interesting story. Let us know what y'all think on that. That's deep. And it's strange. Anybody?
Yeah, I said that when it happened.
When did it happen?
Like in September 25. They just kept saying they ain't had really no evidence, but he was always a suspect though, because him and I guess the 14-year-old supposed to have been in a relationship. Like, you know how they go through your phones and all of that. And they discovered that I guess they was in a relationship, so it made him a suspect, but they kept saying they ain't have enough evidence. I'm like, it's his car. And she been missing. They was in a relationship. All of a sudden, this baby ended up dead. Like, come on now.
We about to see what's going on with Pooh Shiesty. And, we finna get the latest on that. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Factz Straight TV Live.
Exactly how effed Pooh Shiesty is. Everything's came out. I mean, his bond has been rejected. What do you think? Where do you think this goes from here?
I mean, it's a difference from where I think it's gonna go and where I hope it's gonna go. Them in the city. So I 30. I know 30 out of mid 30. I hope them get freed up. They was doing their thing and like they was just about to take off and provide some generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference to where I think it's gonna go dealing with the feds. Man, the feds don't move on you until they
be like 30.
Until they know they really
no surveillance, no guns.
I'll tell you though, when I was going through my situation, Manny Aurora, my lawyer, who I think the best attorney in the world, he told me the biggest blessing in my situation was that my case wasn't federal. He said the reason being because one of my counts was a conspiracy count. In federal, the conspiracy laws they're way more broad. You know what I'm saying? It's like very vague. Like they have a lot more room and ways to convict you, you know what I'm saying, in a conspiracy versus if you was in state court. And, you know, if the dad is actually on video in Staples printing out a release form, if what those agents saying is true, then that's what you call
If y'all think
an element in the conspiracy. That's premeditation. You know what I'm saying?
The best and worst thing that ever happened to the culture is the Young Thug trial and that Diddy trial. You know what those trials did to the culture? It made us stop respecting the feds and they fists, man. See, before the Young Thug trial and this Diddy trial, we were all under the understanding, man, when them feds come for you, man, take your plea deal, go sit on that bunk, get your little tablet, man, and do your time, because you're not taking it to trial. But after the Young Thug trial and this Diddy trial, somehow in this culture, there's this like false sense of bravado and confidence when it comes to the feds. We stop respecting the feds and they fist. Like we start thinking, man, you could beat the feds with the right lawyer. Man, the feds don't got nothing. The feds ain't the boogeyman no more. Now that could be a good thing because some people are actually taking it to trial and beating it. But it's a bad thing when the people who are obviously guilty, with people who we know for the most part, hey, man, like you cook, bruh. When they think about beating it because they see Young Thug and Diddy beat it, I don't think it's going to work out that way for Pooh Shiesty. Because when this first came out, I've seen a lot of wishful thinking online. Now, it's okay to be positive, but it's not okay to be absolutely naive, right? A lot of wishful thinking, man, they don't got nothing on Pooh Shiesty, man. Where's the camera footage of him robbing Gucci? There's no camera footage of him doing it. Most crimes don't got you in 4K committing a crime. That's why you have circumstantial evidence. And because it's the feds, man, this conspiracy with all of them coming together, colluding, I don't see Pooh Shiesty beating this, man, at all. Especially as Hernandez Govan is about to break down, you got eyewitnesses who is eager to testify against Pooh Shiesty. And Pooh Shiesty got about 8 co-defendants. You think all 8 finna be solid and do 20 to 30 for Pooh? Man, all right, bro. All right, man. Kidnap me, all right, bro.
That's conspiring, you know. A lot of this gonna be, you know, a lot of people ain't thinking about the call data. You know how the call data going, the GPS placements, the cell tower was pinging, it's gonna place whoever at this location, you know what I'm saying, at the time. You know, then you got, even if Gucci don't cooperate, you got the cameraman. Man, the cameraman gonna be at court for the judge do, testifying. You know, so not to mention the off-duty police officers, what they got to say. You know, so it's more complicated than what people think, you know, and it's gonna be pretty rough, you know. And you know, Sean, when the last time you seen 8 cars on the case and everybody kept it real? You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
I ain't see it. 8, man. You look at the Young Thug trial. They didn't have almost like 100 co-defendants. Who kept it solid? Yeah, Gotti, that's it. That was the only person at the end who didn't take a plea deal. Even Thug took a plea deal, man. Even Thug took the plea deal. But understand this, man. If any of Pooh Shiesty co-defendants take a deal, it's over for Pooh. It's over with. And it's not going to be no, yeah, but I took the plea deal, but my plea deal ain't really due. Nah, hold on, bro. If you was outside robbing folks, you think you coming to court and saying, oh, yeah, I brought my gun and I robbed Gucci Mane Associates in the studio where Pooh Shiesty was robbing Gucci Mane in the booth. But I'm only claiming up to like what I did. You think the jury is going to hear you rob folks in the studio while everybody was there and they say, yeah, he was the only one who robbed and kidnapped them. Pooh Shiesty didn't do it. He had no idea it was going on. Man, all right, bro. The minute one of them folks acknowledged that, yeah, they kidnapped and robbed people, everybody getting hit for that conspiracy. Everybody going down for that conspiracy because everybody was present and everybody kept it hush. That's just a fact. Now, Hernandez Govan will even speak on the other eyewitness that he believes is going to cook Pooh Shiesty the most. Now, we'll get to that eyewitness. But first, he speaks on Gucci and the potential of Gucci's testifying. Now, Hernandez Govain don't believe that Gucci is going to go the full way. He's not 100% convinced that Gucci is going to take the stand. He do believe that Gucci did what he did, but he believes that at some point, maybe some, like some street dudes have gotten in Gucci's ear and they have talked Gucci off the ledge, and he's not going to go the full way. But the other person, Hernandez Govain, let me in on some information I didn't know. After hearing this information, Pooh Shiesty is cooked, man. That other person who's going to testify, he's coming with a vengeance.
You got to, just got to see how they play out, I say this, I'm glad I ain't in the situation. Yeah, for sure. It'd be crazy.
Pooh, Gucci Mane's wife.
Yeah.
We know that she has a big influence on his life. She's his handler.
Correct. Caretaker.
Yeah, caretaker. Like, even if he doesn't want to corroborate, it looks like, he already made statements.
Yeah,
Do you feel like she put that battery in his back?
Yeah, of course. Just imagine, him coming home, without his wedding ring and watch, and humiliated as a man. You got to tell your wife this. You're supposed to be one of the biggest gangsters in the world. And so, I'm sure she was upset. She a civilian. What's she gonna do? She gonna get the police involved. I don't know if you seen the press conference the other day, but they said the federal agents got statements the first day. Like, they interviewed all parties on the first day. So I just, I was willing to bet my Social Security number that Gucci wasn't gonna cooperate.
Oh, man.
Based off his reputation. Sheedy done said in the past about him, not cooperating, and he never will. And he said it with his chest out.
You gonna give us?
But now this a whole different Gucci. This a Gucci that's on psych meds, and he basically being, he like a.
That ain't worth shit.
She got the strings. She pulling them. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like he on a remote. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said. I could see her putting the battery in his back, and kind of pushing him over the edge. But now, at this point, I think he done had a chance to think about it. He probably done talked to some reputable in the street and like, what's going on, So, and I could see him now at this point, kind of like
retracting,
retracting and backing up off of it. But again, they don't need Gucci. They don't need Gucci for nothing.
But what if Gucci tells the cameraman, hey, I'll pay you?
Hernandez Govain would say that already happened. Now, he believes that Gucci Mane is trying to tell the cameraman not to say anything, but Hernandez Govain says Pooh Shiesty and them has reached out to the cameraman to try to make it all good. They even offered to return all his items. But this cameraman that was with Gucci, he is so offended, he is so irate, so upset that they put him through it, that he don't even want the belonging back. He want them in jail. Look at what he told Pooh Shiesty and them when they reached out. Check it out. You think Pooh Shiesty's surviving this? Run the clip.
You don't think Gucci already told him that in the beginning? If that was the angle that they was gonna go, Gucci could have been did that. Some people, the cameraman said some people reached out to him with the belongings, trying to give him his belongings back. He told them he didn't want it. If I would have reached out to that cameraman and he told me that, I would have got a one-way ticket to Honolulu.
The cameraman said no, or Gucci said no?
No, the cameraman said no. Some people allegedly from Pooh Shiesty's side reached out to the cameraman trying to give him his belongings back in fear, trying to keep him, quiet. And he told him he didn't want none of it.
Like I'm gonna cook y'all later.
Yeah. Y'all keep it. Y'all took it. Yeah, enjoy it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So he got his mind made up.
Yeah, definitely. He got them pictures and those wounds and all of those pictures were taken on the first day. Yeah, he was very cooperative.
So you're in the street. You're from Memphis. It's a big thing. We all know Gucci and Yo Gotti had history over the wife.
Yeah.
There was this thing in the street that people kept telling me that Pooh Shiesty was trying to go to CMG, 15 million. Yo Gotti had the bag ready for him. That's why he was trying to get out the deal. Do you believe that? Do you believe that Pooh
I don't-
Shiesty wanted to go to CMG?
Definitely. Yeah.
Wow. So that's confirmed.
Yeah. And he was about to sign. You know, if things could have got worked out, you know what I'm saying, in a peaceful business manner. Yeah, Gotti was definitely, that was going to be the ultimate checkmate. You know, I mean, and just keeping the G, that's what Shiesty should have went in the beginning. You know, you from the city, you going to go sign to an ice cream cone on his face from Atlanta. You know, it's just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't understand that for the life of me, you know, but everybody, you know what I'm saying, you know.
Keep it a buck. Why? What made him choose Gucci over Gotti?
I'm gonna be real, you know, I'm gonna take it all the way back to a lot of people don't know this story. Shiesty dad, Mob Boss, he had a record label, you know, and he had an artist back in the day. I don't know if it was his artist, I don't know if he was managing, I think I want to say his name was Miscellaneous or whatever. And so back in the day, Miscellaneous and Gotti, I think Miscellaneous was kind of going there, Gotti, on CD or whatever, Nothing in the Streets or whatever. So with that being said, I think it was a little, you know, Gotti may have felt a little certain way still about that or whatever, and he might wasn't reaching for Pooh as strong as Gucci was.
I bet you Pooh Shiesty right now is regretting signing the Gucci. But the white boy who got robbed told them folks, man, keep the jewelry. I'm going to get it back in blood. You want to? I'm going to get it back in blood. No, keep the jewelry. I'm going to get it back in blood. Blood going to be me taking that stand in federal court, looking you in your eyes as I get you 20 years. Somebody who's that vindictive to where they could get all their stuff back the same day. They could have gotten everything back. They could have gotten every watch, every bag, and even and then some. And he said, nah, keep my $1 million in watches. I don't want the $1 million. It's personal now. I want you in jail. Somebody who wants you in jail over $1 million in jewelry of their personal property? Yeah. I don't know why y'all ain't booked the first way, the one-way ticket to Russia, man. All right, you could have been, listen, man, you could have sought political asylum or something, man. You could have offered to work for Russia as a diplomat, man. All right, but you heard that man told you to keep the $1 million in jewelry. He was gonna get it back the other way, and you stayed in the United States. All right, man, and you had a 3-month head start? All right, bro. Y'all let me know in the comment section, man, what y'all think about this, man. All right. Do y'all believe that Pooh Shiesty is going to beat this case, or do y'all feel like Pooh Shiesty is cooked? Let me know, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here to find out how LAPD, this huge mistake that LAPD just made, just effed everything up.
Parents of children who play Roblox. If your child was sexually exploited, abused, or pressured to share explicit content,
the bloodthirsty, murderous pedo David could very well beat these charges and walk free. And I've listened to a lot of experts speak on this situation since he's got arrested, and none of these experts is confident that these charges will stick or that they even have enough to charge him. Not because he's innocent. We all know he's guilty. But essentially, the DA and LAPD, man, dropped the ball.
Your breaking news right here at 5:30. You might recognize this picture. That's singer David. The LAPD just announced that they have arrested him for the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
David's lawyer immediately gave a statement, and his statement kind of gives you some insight into what their defense of David is going to be. The lawyer says, let us be clear, the actual evidence in this case would show that David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and he was not the cause of her death. Now, they didn't say David has no idea what's going on. David has no idea how she died. They're saying he was not the cause of her death. I think we know where they're going in terms of the defense. they're going to take advantage of essentially David having like a year head start to hide this. They would also continue and say there has been no indictment returned by any grand jury in this case and no criminal complaint filed. David has only been detained under suspicion. We will vigorously defend David's innocence. David's arrest yesterday makes no sense to everybody. Everybody is confused. Every expert is confused as to what's going on. And they fear that LAPD may have made a mistake. And the reason why they're so confused is because a grand jury didn't indict David. The prosecutor has been in grand juries for the last couple of months. Now, grand juries can only be seated for, I believe, 30 days. So they had to keep getting like different grand juries. But for the most part, yeah, like they've been giving testimony to a grand jury, feeding the grand jury evidence, trying to get an indictment of David on these murder charges. And a grand jury has failed to return any indictments whatsoever. A grand jury has failed, to make a ruling on whether or not that's enough to indict David on murder. So because if y'all been in front of a grand jury for months and still hasn't secured an indictment yet, then why was he arrested yesterday? And how confident are you guys if you guys get a DA indictment that would be enough to
to the streets? Everybody tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. So, I've been doing a lot of conversations lately with a lot of people, and I wanted to tap in with some Houston people, man. And I think there's something that we're forgetting about this all-star robbery.
What this nigga had to say?
Shooting of Big Ten. Dead End Ron.
He look like he got to say something.
And the impact
like he got something to say
on Jay Prince Jr. and everybody else that was involved. Where did this situation take place at? Houston.
Okay, I answered your question.
Who did this situation involve?
All-Star Jay.
Jay Prince Jr.
Yeah,
who's Jay Prince Jr.'s father? Jay Prince Sr. What is Jay Prince Sr. known for? Getting away with shit. This is a man that has put judges on benches. This is a man that hired the lawyer for DJ Pat and instantly got him a bond without question. This is a man where we think the takeoff murder is just going to be not guilty. DJ Pat is just going to straight up get not guilty. So there leaves us with a question.
What's your point, brother?
Will Jay Prince Sr. make all this shit go away? I see y'all questions and everybody got questions. How nobody arrested him?
Going back to jail.
It's clear as day what happened. We're seeing two people that attack. Okay, you guys, forget
Jay Prince
the robbery for a second. Let's just say they don't have the camera angle.
Get ready, pack up.
Of when they was in the corner and the guys that was trying to rob All-Star JR for his chains. Let's say they don't have that footage. But the footage that they do have,
we see the footage. We see the footage.
It's clear as day that a man is being assaulted. Now, I'm not advocating for nobody to go to jail or anything. I'm really just highlighting to y'all the power of this man. We clearly can see 3-3, Cali, Jay Prince Jr. standing right there, looking like he orchestrating some shit. Ben 10, Dead End Ron, and other dudes with chairs and everything. We clearly see them beating the hell out of a guy. But
he ain't got a scar on.
So at bare minimum.
Let's talk about that. How he don't got no scar.
What is that?
How he ain't got no black eye.
That's assault.
How he ain't got no scratch.
With intent to do bodily harm. Because it's all y'all. Y'all was kicking that man ass. But what do we see when Ben 10 and Dead End Ron starts to speak?
How 10 people?
We see not one, not two, but 3 of the individuals that's clearly on camera kicking another man's ass, which is a crime, all in the same hospital room.
Where's you at, my brother?
AK, where you getting at?
Showtime.
What I'm getting at is,
where you at?
If all three of them was charged, they can't be in the same room. If all three of them were being investigated as suspects, they're not going to allow these guys in the same room.
Yeah, this girl.
They're not going to allow
water room. It look like
a guy. Y'all all kick somebody ass, so we gonna have y'all come together. Y'all can come up with a story. Y'all can come up with a plot. They're not going to have none of that going on. You guys, everybody on the internet basically saying those are suspects. The camera footage showed us those are suspects. But yet, Ben 10 not shackled to no bed. Dead End Ryan not shackled to no bed. Handcuffed. Kylie, clear your own day. He ain't, but they all around each other like nothing ever happened.
Where the fuck is they gonna go?
I think the fix is in.
Whatever.
And because
I got nature.
Ben 10 was the company of J. Prince Jr.
Where the fuck they gonna
3-3
go?
and all them.
Oh no.
I don't expect any charges to come their way.
When it's time to take the
Not only
boys
don't
in,
I expect their
take the
charges
boys in.
not to come their way, I think the whole damn thing gonna just go away.
That shit ain't gonna go away.
And if charges just so happen to come their way,
Those motherfuckers never forget when the motherfucker try to fuck their ass.
we know what the situation would take off in DJ Pat. We already all claiming not guilty. None of the Prince families go down for nothing. The man, J. Prince Sr. has power. What's y'all faith that Ben 10, 3 or any of them niggas gonna even get time?
They said they would never go catch R. Kelly. You see where he is.
I'm telling y'all right now, if you're one of these people who had questions about why is it Ben 10 locked up, why isn't he handcuffed to the bed?
Because
how does J. Prince Jr., how does he get away? He's orchestrating it. Didn't we see 3-3 on camera? What the hell is going on? I think you have the answer the whole time. J. Prince Sr.
Have we seen Ben 10 on the internet?
He ain't letting nothing happen to him. J. Prince Jr.
We haven't even seen him say nothing. They say he
so if you're under the watch and care of Mob Top, if you're under the watch and care of Rap-A-Lot, if you're under the watch and care of Jazz Prince, J. Prince Jr., the uncle, any of them guys, your ass is cool. Am I tripping? Or am I highlighting something we really all forgot about, man?
You tripping, my boy.
I don't expect shit to come from this, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, leave a comment in the comment section. I want to know all y'all's opinions. Do y'all think this shit about to get swept under the rug? Do y'all think that this shit's gonna all just magically disappear and go away? And even if it doesn't, if them boys get charged with the pettiest thing, because it seems to me, I don't know if a robbery is coming. Them weren't suspects we seen in that room. Those were considered victims. How? How the hell can you guys as a group go and kick a man's ass that bad on camera, but y'all are looked at as victims? Even if they get charged. I don't believe nothing's going to come of it. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, man. King AK47, voice of the streets. I'm out.
My boy,
behind all this chat, it's just incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard to come out with some new look or some new style that people are like, wow, these days. We've seen it all. We've seen it all. And I mean, Young Thug has gone further by wearing a dress. So like now when we see this, we're like, okay, And I think that's what happens when you've pushed the limit so far. What could Young Thug do to create like this new look? Because I think that's what it is. He's trying to create this new look, this new aura to start rolling out music. Like, chat, we got to start taking these guys as what they are. Just they're rappers, right? You know, all this mysterious shit, all this like, you know, top killer shit. Like, Young Thug wants to put out some good music, but the shit's not connecting. People keep going back to some old shit. People, you know, they have this perception about him. He's trying to create an image, but he wants to create it like effortlessly. And I think that's why he's going with the rainbow hair thing.
All right.
I don't know. He must have thought about 6ix9ine when he did it. So I don't know why he would do that, because if you're not cool with the snitching allegations, doing anything that 6ix9ine is doing wouldn't be the thing you want to do. But I don't know. Anyway, that's the latest. He popped out. 6ix9ine is clearly like, you know, trying to go back and forth with him. He hasn't acknowledged 6ix9ine, I'll be honest.
We don't care about 6ix9ine.
Seemingly won't acknowledge 6ix9ine, but it's not going to stop 6ix9ine from trolling him. And I keep telling y'all the status of Young Thug currently in music. I like Thug. But I believe that Big 30's attorney volunteered way too much info, right? He volunteered so much info that potentially you could hurt your client. And again, granted, your client's on the hook for this, not you. But if you go in court and you're now selling up a grand story, or you're kind of breaking everything down, the feds could just use what you're saying to kind of counter what their angle is going to be. And I think he gave up a lot here, even though Big 30 is he's not the source, or he's not who everybody wants in this indictment. They want Pooh Shiesty. He said way too much. He was going down the indictment line by line. He's confirming certain stuff. He's like, oh yeah, they were beefing over a contract. Like, oh no, you shouldn't even want to say that. Remember, you're the defendant. You're the defendant's attorney. You don't want to kind of come up with any story. Just have no story, right? Let them have to prove everything, right? When you now have a story, part of them trying to prove their story is to prove that your story is bullshit, right? Remember, you don't have to put up a defense, or you don't have to come with your story. You just have to prove that their story is bullshit. By the way, there is some updates which I think went over everybody's head. I don't know if anyone seen this. They said going back in a Wayback Machine, there was actually proof that Pooh Shiesty was actually complaining about his label. So they said when Pooh Shiesty just got out in December, they said Pooh Shiesty posted this: Mob Ties Global and my cameraman Solo Surdy, the only two in the world that gave me some on my release. Nigga, no label, no family, no rap niggas or rap bitches, no friends, no homie, not even a bitch nigga on Trade Day, and I ain't never told, went like a hoe, not keep it real, not stand on business, ain't let shit slide, nigga, and everybody still forgot about and said fuck me. So this was Pooh Shiesty saying that when he got out, I guess he was expecting the handouts, right? Like, this is like kind of normal. Nigga get out of jail, you think it's his birthday. I mean, Demon home to a bunch of gifts. Oh, here's this, here's that. And I guess he felt he was owed something. Now, before we get all the way into did Gucci Mane owe him something, I do want to tell you how the music business works, because, people keep hearing these crazy numbers. Yo, Gucci made $24 million off of him. How? Like, I know this music business really well. Like, if you tell me that Pooh Shiesty gets locked up and he makes $24 million, or Gucci makes $24 million, I don't see it. But it could happen. Could happen. However, this is how usually contracts work. The contract is going to tell how much Gucci gets and how much Pooh Shiesty gets. So if, let's say, $24 million was made, that means money should have automatically been given or been allocated or, been paid out to Pooh Shiesty, right? regardless if he's free or not. So if he's not talking about that money, now if that money wasn't paid, that means your label, they're robbing you. But I don't think that